Black Texas candidate tackled and arrested during a hearing. Here it is.
Because the game is rigged. We already know this way the situation's going to be. Many of you that are Republicans that are looking at you guys understand the game. You got to get Trump's endorsement. That's the name of the game to be a Republican nowadays. And you know very clearly that Trump told every single one of you that he needs 5 seats. There will be a retaliation for that. And you choose, after we literally got after one of the worst mass casualty events in our state's history, to go and gerrymander people out of their seats. That's what you have chosen to do with your time, because you're scared of Donald Trump. You are scared and terrified because you're seeking an endorsement when you understand the truth. And the funny part about it is that you all know it's true. You can't react to it. I see you guys' faces. You can't react to it, but you all know what the situation is. Because Donald Trump runs this body. He runs your vote, he runs your vote, he runs your vote, he runs your vote, because you guys know that you cannot dare cross him. And ultimately what we need in this state are people that have the cojones to actually go forward and call this stuff out. And you can thank your failed, senile, dilapidated, Epstein partying with president for all of the work that we're about to do to every single one of you.
Seems like a fair description of reality in the political circle, especially for Republicans, MAGA, and very specifically for Texas, where this black man happens to be a candidate for public office. Now, what do you think the response would have been? Well, we got the response. Here's how the group of Republicans responded.
Thank you for your testimony. Did this, you caused this, and this is the result of you and your work. No, I'm not going to finish.
Witness's time has expired.
I'm not finished, because ultimately who doesn't have a say in this are the people of this state, the 40 million people that you guys just kicked.
Witness will come to order.
The people of this state.
The witness does not. The witness is not recognized.
As a result of what you guys have done, this is a result of your policies, and you have no shame.
Okay.
You have no shame. None.
The witness.
Zero.
The witness.
You have no shame for what you've done. And I think that we all should be standing up here and signing up.
Just cut off his mic. Cut off his mic. The sergeants are directed to remove the gentleman from the room.
History will not remember you kindly for what you have done. They will not. As a matter of fact, history might not remember you at all because of what you have done.
The gentleman will be removed.
Shame. You need to have shame. History will not remember you for what you have done. It is a shame.
Members.
You need to have shame. History will not remember you for what you have done. It is a shame.
Members.
It is horrific for what you have.
Jesus, get over him! Get
It is horrific for what you have done. You should all be ashamed.
Interesting, isn't it? We're built on the notion of freedom. Freedom of speech being chief among those freedoms. But in the very halls where we pass the laws to express this freedom is the very chamber where you have none. Don't talk. Why would we let you speak? Why would we not allow you an additional 5 minutes, 5 seconds? Isn't that why we are all here, to freely express? The same body politic who will say, well, the person saying the N-word, well, that's freedom of speech. There's no issue there. You can't cancel people because of their belief. Those are the same individuals who order that madness. When a man is speaking up for righteousness. Now, there comes a point in this game we call life where the spiritual dynamic, or the energetic dynamic, if you prefer to use that word, returns. Imagine if Dr. King would have never been concerned enough to say something. Everybody was concerned. But you got to be concerned enough to say something, to do something, to transform that concern into action. What if Rosa Parks said, I was just tired that day. I don't want any issues. I don't want any major movement. I'm okay. I just go to the back of the bus next time. My point is, during the time of their moral clarity, there was public dissent. They weren't celebrated in the moment, but history celebrates them daily. That is who that brother is. That is who you are. That is why we fight. Because they have closed the rules for us to engage authentically. You can't win in their system. They have created rules for them to win. So what do you have to do? You have to disrupt their system of rules and transform it into a more equitable enterprise. That's the only way our children get a chance. He did respond to what happened after the arrest. Here it is.
The Republican Party threw me in jail because I refuse to sit idly by as they seek to redistrict our state and try to destroy our economy. And they think that we're not going to say anything about it. They did this because I had the audacity to speak up. And you know what? I'm going to continue to have that audacity because strongly worded letters won't get us out of this mess. It takes speaking truth to power, no matter what the consequences are. The funniest part about the Republicans sending me to jail was when I first got there, I actually did a town hall for the inmates. I know it sounds crazy. Basically, when I told them the whole situation, they were asking me like, what? Congress? How does that work? They're asking me about tariffs and childcare. I taught them how to register to vote, like how the whole process works. It's crazy. So when I think about it, not only did those Republicans and Officer Pillsbury Doughboy cause millions of more people to talk about their gerrymandering scam, I got a good opportunity to go talk about politics to some inmates that probably hadn't thought about it before. Definitely something I'll never forget. Oh, and if you want to make those Republicans matter, because all charges were dropped, you can chip into our campaign. Link to my bio.
That's right. Put him up full mass. Mr. Isaiah Martin. A Texas congressional candidate was wrestled to the floor at a contentious redistricting hearing, dragged out of the meeting and arrested after speaking out against Republicans' plans to redraw the state's congressional districts. I've worked in politics for many years prior to going to broadcasting. And I've been in the Georgia state capitol where people have decided to go over their time. It's a routine dynamic. If they enforced the rule like they enforced on their brother, they would have enforced that with everybody else. Half the damn house would be in jail in the state of Georgia and any other state in this nation. Understand that. Okay, everybody goes over their time a little bit. So it happened on a Thursday. I'm talking about Thursday in Austin, Texas, at the Texas Committee on Congressional Redistricting. This is a hearing when Isaiah Martin, a University of Houston graduate and Democratic candidate for the seat, left vacant by the March 5th death of Representative Sylvester Turner in the state's 18th Congressional District, spoke out against President Donald Trump's call to add more Republicans in Congress through manipulating the people and who geographically qualify to vote. He went on to point out that as Republican states gerrymander out Democrats in new congressional maps ahead of the 2026 midterm elections, states controlled by Democrats are vowing to do the same to Republicans. Critics of the plan accuse the Texas GOP of trying to weaken the state's Black and Latino voting blocs, similar to a successful redistricting move by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, which the state Supreme Court just upheld. DeSantis drew up a new map in 2022, eliminating a longtime majority Black district. The gerrymandered map removed the state's 5th congressional district, which had been made up by Black folk and held by Black representatives for almost 30 years. The decision, according to the AP, means the current districts, which give Republicans a 20 to 8 point advantage over Democrats, will remain in place for next year's midterms and beyond. California Governor Gavin Newsom responded to Mark's post on the episode in Donald Trump's America. If you disagree, you are silent. Shame. For the governor wrote, the governor wrote and reposted this, as you can see. And this is, part of the course. So we have this brother who's running. He absolutely is a glass half full person, was able to see the significant benefit in their response and his continued advocacy. I encourage you to support him. Jackson, thoughts here?
I think one of the things that he was pointing out about how history will remember these people, I think one of the craziest things as more and more time gets away from, Trump's run in the sun in American politics is how more and more people will just see it for the truth of how we gave all this credibility and all this influence and power to a complete and total fraud who was always obviously a complete and total fraud, a TV buffoon who masqueraded as a business genius, a criminal, a thief, a con artist. I think that's really one of the most shameful things out of it all. Like this guy's not some like military hero. He's none of those things. He's just a fat sack of you know what, like I said earlier, and that's it.
Yeah, and once again, at least some are starting to see through it who once was a part of his camp.